There's a kind of silence that lives inside people who fear being seen, not because they have nothing to say, but because the world often feels too loud to hold their voice. They move through life quietly, reading every expression, analyzing every gesture, and wondering if belonging is something meant for others, not for them. But what if the mind that fears connection is the same mind that understands it the deepest? What if social anxiety isn't just a disorder, but the body's way of asking for gentleness in a world that rarely offers it? People with social anxiety live in two worlds at once: the external one, full of noise and expectations, and the internal one, full of overthinking and self-observation. Every gesture becomes a question, every silence an analysis. It's exhausting to exist while constantly monitoring yourself. You don't just attend a conversation, you replay it, edit it, rewrite it in your mind until it no longer feels like you were ever really there. They aren't antisocial, they're hyper-aware. They see everything, sense everything, and absorb the smallest shifts in tone or expression. Their sensitivity is not weakness, it's intensity. But when the world moves too fast, that intensity turns into fear. They begin to mistake awareness for danger, depth for inadequacy, and silence for failure. The mind that feels deeply begins to believe it's broken. Over time, they start to avoid situations not because they hate people, but because every social moment becomes a battlefield between two selves, the one that wants to connect and the one that's terrified of exposure. This inner split is what quietly erodes confidence. It's not that they don't want to belong, they just can't bear the pain of feeling out of place again. Social anxiety, in many ways, is a misunderstood form of intelligence, the overdeveloped awareness of being observed. These people have built a life around the fear of being seen the wrong way. But what they often don't realize is that others are too busy thinking about themselves to scrutinize anyone else. The spotlight they feel burning on them is mostly in their own mind. Healing begins when they understand this. The gaze they fear the most is their own. The inner critic, that relentless voice whispering, "You're awkward, you're not enough, they'll notice," is not truth. It's an echo of past moments where connection felt unsafe. When they stop fighting that voice and start listening to it with compassion, something shifts. They realize the anxiety was never the enemy. It was protection. Protection built from old experiences of rejection, humiliation, or misunderstanding. Protection that made sense back then, but now keeps them small. The body still reacts as if danger is near, even when safety is all around. The heart still braces for judgment, even in kindness. This is why social anxiety isn't healed by confidence alone, but by safety, internal safety. There's a beauty in this journey, because those who struggle with social fear also tend to be deeply empathetic, observant, and authentic. They notice emotions that others ignore. They feel the unspoken tension in a room. They sense when someone is pretending. In truth, they're not disconnected from people. They're overwhelmed by how connected they are. Their sensitivity is both the wound and the gift. But the world doesn't teach sensitivity as a gift. It teaches you to hide it. So you armor up. You rehearse smiles, you plan words, you measure yourself. The result is an existence that's technically social, but emotionally absent. You become an expert at blending in while secretly vanishing. There comes a moment, though, when avoidance starts to hurt more than exposure. You begin to realize that staying invisible doesn't protect you, it isolates you. The silence that once felt safe now feels suffocating. And in that discomfort, the real transformation begins. Healing isn't about suddenly becoming extroverted. It's about gently returning to the world piece by piece without pretending to be someone else. You start small, a glance, a word, a shared moment, and slowly discover that people are not as dangerous as your mind once told you. Some will misunderstand you, yes, but others will see you, not perfectly, but honestly. And that's enough. Over time, the voice that once said, "Don't speak, you'll embarrass yourself," begins to lose its authority. You learn that awkwardness is not failure, it's humanity. That shaking, hands and nervous laughter are not signs of weakness, they're signs of being alive. Slowly, fear becomes background noise instead of a command. And one day, almost without noticing, you find yourself speaking freely, laughing without calculation, looking into someone's eyes without rehearsing who you should be. The world hasn't changed, but your relationship with it has. Healing becomes visible when peace no longer feels unfamiliar, when your body finally understands that it doesn't have to defend itself every second. The weight in your shoulders lightens, your breathing softens, and presence replaces vigilance. It's not euphoria, it's quiet peace. You stop analyzing conversations mid-sentence. You stop shrinking your existence to fit imaginary expectations. Belonging begins to feel natural. You stop striving to be understood and start allowing yourself to be known. That's a subtle but profound shift, from performing connection to actually feeling it. And the most beautiful part? This transformation doesn't come from grand revelations, but from small, accumulated moments of courage. The day you didn't cancel, the time you smiled back, the time you let silence exist without apology. Each of these moments teaches your nervous system that being seen is safe again. Eventually, the old self, the one built on defense and avoidance, dissolves. In its place emerges someone softer, grounded, real. You realize that vulnerability was never the enemy of safety. It was the doorway to it. Healing is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before fear taught you to hide. You don't need to fix yourself. You just need to return to yourself. The voice that was silenced begins to speak again, calmly this time. Life becomes less about performance and more about presence. Conversations become bridges, not tests. And maybe that's the quiet truth about social anxiety. It's not a flaw in your design, but a signal that you've been living disconnected from your own gentleness. The world told you to toughen up, but maybe softness was your strength all along. Maybe healing isn't loud. Maybe it's not the grand transformation we imagine. Maybe it's just the quiet decision to stop apologizing for existing, to let your hands shake and your voice tremble and still speak. Because there's no such thing as being too much or not enough. There's only being real. And the moment you allow yourself to be seen exactly as you are, the world finally recognizes you, not for your performance, but for your presence. If this spoke to your soul, stay. There's more light waiting to find you.